Hello, clients. Are you ready for part two about how to be a bad client? There's already a video, part one of how to be a bad client that you can check out on my videos a few videos ago. But this is part two in case you still want to be a bad client and you're running out of ways to be a bad client. And so these are a couple methods that you can use to make sure that the freelancers you work with, the translators you work with, are really mad at you and frustrated with you and that you are a bad client. Okay, so let's go to number one. So a great thing is when you're negotiating with a freelancer about a job and you talk to them and you have them sign a contract maybe, and you reserve them for a certain day and you say that you're going to work with them on so-and-so project, and then at the very last minute, you assign it to someone else. That always works well because, as we know, the translator there, the freelancer really doesn't care about that. The fact that they had to figure out all their energy and resources and time and schedule in order to try to do a good translation, a good job for you, and then at the last minute you decide to hand it to someone else because you don't care about all their time and all their effort, right? And so that is always a great way to be a bad client. Another way is to update your source text. So what you can do here is you assign the job to the translator, and then once they're already working on it, then you send them the source text again. And you say, I've just updated it here and there. And in fact, the best way to do it is don't add like a page or even a paragraph. Add words here and there within the text. Don't tell them where. And just say, I added a couple words here and there, so can you please use this new version? Do that preferably as soon as possible to when they have to submit it to you, but before they submit it. So leave them a couple days to work on it and then send this new text with some couple changes there, and you don't tell them where it is, so they have to go through the whole thing looking for the changes, because that's always wonderful. And then if they come back to you and if they say that they want to get paid more for this because there are more words or something, don't accept that, obviously. You tell them, no, of course not. We already agreed on the price for this job, and so you need to do it for that price. Speaking of which, another thing to do is to agree on a rate, maybe on a rate per word, and you say, okay, we'll do this for so-and-so per word. Okay, then you're hired. And send them a text and have it all have different layout formats, have it in Excel, and have weird things in Word, but with weird things in the format. And make sure, because they have to translate it, so they have to kind of change everything around and work and spend more time working on the format than the translation. That's the important thing. You want to make sure they have to spend time with their, the DDP, like trying to basically make sure the design and the layout is done correctly, and that it takes them longer to do that than the actual translation. That's always a good sign. So you want to do something along those lines. Assign them something, base it on the word count, and don't tell them that they have to do a massive amount of layout work and design work in addition to the translation. If they tell you, I only work in translation, but I don't do the design, don't accept that either. Just say, no. We need you to give us back the document in the same format that we gave it to you. That's how to do it. So what else? There's another thing you can do is, or you can approach, this works with translators you've been working with for a while. If you've been working with them for some time, you can approach them and you can tell them, hey, so we've been working together for some time now. Do you think you could give us a discount? You can give us a discount, meaning you don't charge rush charges. You don't charge extra for layout stuff. You don't charge a minimum or anything like that, or else you just reduce your rate by a bit, because they've been working with you for a long time, so they'll be happy to get paid less by one of the clients that they rely on the most and that they work with the most, or work with the longest. So that's always good. Ask them to reduce their rate, because that'll always be great if you want to be a bad client, obviously. So I think that's all I have for now. Yes, that's all I have for now. Hopefully you can use these if you're a client in order to be a bad client. And actually, I'd like to thank for these ideas. I should probably thank, because most of them I got them straight from the comments of my last video. And so I'd like to thank Daniela DTE and Yonis Buzi. Sorry, I know I chat with you guys all the time on the videos, but I don't know how to pronounce your names, and I apologize very much. And also Constantine. Anyway, I thank you because you gave me the ideas for these, and it's true. Obviously, we deal with a lot of clients that do a lot of crappy stuff, and these are just some of them because I know there are tons more things, and unfortunately, it's just a rite of passage. Anytime you're a translator, you're going to go through a crummy client or two or three or four or 10, and you're going to have to deal with all of their stuff. But hopefully this can show you, A, that you're not alone. Everyone else has to go through it. And hopefully if you know about stuff like this ahead of time, then you can find a way to deal with it or at least see it coming when it does come. But if you are a client, though, then these are some good ways to make sure that you're a bad client and that your translators don't like you, give you a bad rating on pros, and don't want to work with you. So that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully you can find this useful, whether you're a translator or a client, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks. Bye. Savedum.